Hello, sportsmen. For the next half hour, you might think you've seen this program before. Well, you have if you watched last fall. This was one of our live audience format shows that a lot of people really enjoyed. We're not going to be doing the live audience shows this season, but take a look at this one. We've had a lot of requests for this shotgun patterning feature we did, and I'll be back at the end of the program. We'll do the guide report on weekend conditions. So enjoy this live audience show. It was an experiment that was really novel in outdoor television. Hello, sportsmen. Hey, we are here at the Woolhan Lumber store here in Charlotte. I mean, look at all these great things being built around here. We have some things to show you that Matt made that we are going to actually use in our TV features. We have some things on grouse hunting. Oh, we have a recipe. Anybody hungry? Oh, yeah, I knew you were. We're going to get on to all of this in just a moment, so you stay tuned. We're here at Woolhan's with a great crowd of practical sportsmen. There you go. I shouldn't. Come on, Bing. Two. Come on, Bing. Yep, section here. Well, this is grouse and woodcock cover. Better than average cover. Nice and thick with small, 5 to 10-year-old aspens. But there's so many stems in here that when a hunter shoots at a flying bird, there's a good chance that most of the shotgun pellets will end up in trees. And if that's going to happen, a hunter needs to be sure that his shotgun shoots dead on, right where he points it. I mean, when a gun isn't on, there's a good chance that you'll miss. Shoot some more!
Now that was an expensive bird.
Whoa! 3 hunters miss. The dog is disappointed, nothing to retrieve. The hunters usually come up with a string of excuses for missing, but is it always the hunter's fault? The hunters missed, but the cameraman didn't.
Did you get that, John?
I sure did.
But was this the hunter's fault? I mean, the opportunity looks too easy. Woodcock don't move fast. The shot was almost straight away. Check this out. A clear opportunity, but what if the gun isn't putting the shot exactly where the hunter thinks it is? Now, that could be the reason for a miss. Pat Moriarty from Petoskey was using a Ruger over and under. I was using a Browning side-by-side. Any chance that these somewhat expensive barrels, 4 of them we have right here, were actually shooting in 4 different directions? Hey, don't look at me like I'm the only guy who's ever missed. Huh? You guys have.
Yeah, I've been there.
And has it ever been your gun's fault?
Occasionally.
I mean, do you think that it's possible with those high-powered guns that the barrels are like shooting in different directions and not where they're supposed to?
Sure.
You do?
Have you ever gotten a new gun and it just didn't get them like the old one did?
So you think it might be at a different point of impact?
Most definitely.
Have you ever checked your guns for that?
Oh, I blame it on my gun all the
But
time.
have you ever checked?
No.
Oh, I have.
You have?
And it's made a difference. Most
Okay.
definitely.
Okay, well, good. Now, we decided to check, too, but we needed a bench rest to check. You know, something we could take out in the field. Found this in a magazine, an old Outdoor Life magazine. They wanted $8 for the plans. Who do we call to figure out how to crack plans like this? Any idea?
Call on yourself.
Matt.
Matt, that's it. Matt Radzalowski, our practical craftsman.
Well, the plans call for using a single 4x8 sheet of plywood. What I had to do was look at the drawing here, saying we didn't buy the plans or the photograph here, and determine some type of scale. By measuring the shooter's earmuff, we knew that that was approximately 3 inches, and that helped me decide how long to make all the pieces, and I could start my cuts. From there, I made a little scale model out of cardboard and tape, and that helped me get a visual idea how to put the thing together and what it would look like.
So what was involved in making that out of wood?
It was really pretty simple. Just use standard power tools someone might have around the house or in the basement workshop, and maybe an extra hand to help you cut some of the smaller pieces, and that's all it was.
Well, look at this. Of all people showing up right right out of the wood shop. Here's Matt Radzalowski with this little portable shooting bench. What do you think of this so far?
Ooh,
Huh?
nice.
Ooh and ah, yeah. No, isn't this pretty cool? It fits together and the wedges go down there to hold the cross piece. Hold it. Let's get these guys to tip it up. Go ahead. You just took this out of your pickup truck and you're going to be checking the point of impact. Let me give you a hint. These go on the floor.
Okay.
Okay? You been around wood before?
Not much.
Well, try this out. You have been around guns before.
Oh, yeah.
Sit down there and tell me what you think about this as a portable shooting bench.
This is outstanding.
Huh?
Outstanding.
See, put your up like you'd have a gun there. It wiggles a little bit here.
Wiggle a little, but I imagine you get it in the dirt, that'll steady it up.
Sure. Sure, kick that out a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, it'll work just fine.
You want to try it?
Yeah?
Why don't you? These guys are going to try sitting in this portable bench here while we go check the point of impact of our guns. Our testing crew is going to compare the points of impact on 4 different hunting shotguns. The technical advisors are Dick Archer, who's a gunsmith in Langsburg, and Tim Farragon, who's broken his share of clay targets and got his share of birds over the years. Zach Trost will put each gun on the bench and hold it in place while the camera sights down the barrel so you can see that it's aimed at the bullseye. Now, they'll be shooting at a 30-inch circle at about 25 yards. We want to find out if the lead shot is going where we think it's going. Now, we'll start with a 20-gauge single shot. This one has an open choke, but you can aim right down the top of the barrel. The pattern is spread out evenly all over the 30-inch target. This gun shoots where you point it. Now a 410 single shot. It has a full choke and is shooting a 3-inch shell. Well, that shot was centered pretty well, but the point of impact was high, above the bullseye. A lot of shotguns shoot this way, and as long as they're centered, it's not a big problem. Now for a 20-gauge over and under. This is a Ruger Red Label, somewhat expensive shotgun with the 2 barrels stacked. First, we'll try the bottom barrel. Well, the pattern is concentrated on the left side of the circle. If anything, it shoots a little low and to the left. Now, the upper barrel.
Okay, you can fire.
Oh, this is quite a difference. Fairly well centered, but only a couple pellets hit on the lower half. The upper barrel definitely shoots high, so these 2 barrels don't have the same point of impact at all. Now to check the side-by-side, the double barrel, the Browning 12-gauge, which is the field gun that I usually shoot. First, the right barrel. Oh boy, the right barrel definitely shoots to the right. This could mean trouble, especially if that left barrel isn't on. Oh, bad news, very bad news. The left barrel shoots to the left. The right barrel shoots to the right. Hey, I've always assumed that both barrels put the shot right in the middle. Hey, maybe your guns aren't shooting where you think they are either. Make yourself a portable bench and check out the points of impact on your shotguns. The results might surprise you. So you just saw that, where the patterns were different with different guns, especially the right barrel and the left. What do you think of that?
They were off quite a bit.
And if I picked the wrong barrel and thought I was shooting the right rather than the left, I could easily miss, couldn't I?
You could.
Thank
You
you.
can blame the gun.
Thank you. So it's important to know where they're shooting. Well, let's shift gears here into bow hunting. You bow hunt?
No, I don't.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Opening day of deer season for bow. You know what it's like for gun, right?
Sure.
For gun season.
Oh.
What is opening day for deer season for bow like? Is it significantly better than the other? I got $5 for the right answer on this. Is it significantly better than other days for bow hunters? Opening
Well,
day?
It's a lot more fun because it's a little warmer, but probably success rate is not as good.
Absolutely no difference in the first day or probably the 10th day.
Would it be a little better or the same?
Same.
A little better?
I'd say it's a little better.
You got $5.
Hey,
there
thank
you
you.
go. And let's take a look at our trophy book. This opening day 9-point was taken in Alcona County by Fred Lucy from East Point. It had an 18¼ inch spread and came into Fred's bait pile at 6:40 p.m. But how many other bow hunters got trophies on opening day last year? Well, we have a graph in this year's trophy book that charts last year's success each day through the season. On October 1st last year, only 4 trophy bucks were taken. The UP didn't report any for the entire month of October. The Northern Lower reported 1 trophy on opening day, 2 on the second day, and Southern Michigan produced 3 trophy bucks on opening day. Now, what times were these bucks taken? Well, none at daylight, 1 at 9 a.m., 1 at 11, then 5 and 6. Now, here's a buck from the second day last year. 15-year-old Ben Buchanan from Bay City got it in Roscommon County, 7 o'clock in the evening, a 10-point buck with a 19-inch spread. One of the 2 big bucks taken the second day of bow season last year. There you go, young man. You know what's in here? Can you see anything in here?
It looks like, I don't know.
I thought you might have that reaction. What we have here is venison with pickles. How's that sound? Oh, nobody's saying a word. How does it look?
Tempting.
Tempting? Tempting to what? Throw it over your shoulder?
No, to try it.
Okay, while you're eating it, before we get the reaction, Charlie, tell us about this dish.
Fred, we're fixing Dilly stuffed venison steaks. The first thing you have to do is to cut it in nice thick slices. Then we're going to put some bacon on top. This bacon's going to give it a nice smoky flavor. After we get the bacon on top, we're going to give it a little bit of a zing. We're going to put some dill pickle relish on top of it. Roll it up and then secure it with a toothpick. After you get this done, you put it in a Dutch oven. You put it on top of the stove and brown it. Once that's browned, you add a little bit more water to it. Put it back into the oven and cook it for an hour and a half. Then you're going to make up the gravy with the drippings by adding just a little bit of flour to it. Dilly stuffed venison. It's a little spicy, but it's good.
They could have left out the pickles.
What? The pickles? Mm-hmm. You're a teenager. You eat anything. Tell you what, that's pizza. That's pizza. You'll love it.
That ain't no pizza.
Oh, okay. He doesn't like the pickles. Ma'am?
It's not venison, is it? Are you sure?
It's venison. It's venison.
I think it tasted better with onions and green pepper in it, too.
I'm trying to sell a pickle recipe here. What? Uh-oh.
Taste the bacon more.
Good.
Good? How good?
Delicious.
Why? What
It's different.
It's different. That's what these people were saying, except they didn't have the same conclusion.
It's different.
It's different.
I like it.
Do you?
Yeah, I really do. I don't taste the pickle, but I did taste the bacon.
Oh, you like the bacon with that?
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. It has a little hint of dill flavor in the background, not overpowering, and yeah, the bacon is good too. It's wonderful. I'd like some more.
Very good.
I think it's really good. I'm impressed.
It is?
Yeah, I like the pickles in it.
You do like the
It's a
pickles.
good touch.
Well, you were fading on,
I want
on the
more.
end there. You want more? Okay, well, we can arrange that. I tell you what. Do you know what time it is now?
7:30, quarter to 8.
Well, my question here has to do with the nature of this story, but it's time for the trophy tales.
Aha.
Mark Coburn from Plymouth is a bow hunter who is hunting over in Ingham County.
Yes.
You a college student or something?
Yes, I go to Michigan State University.
Oh, okay. And you were hunting on the 26th of October, somewhere in Ingham County with your bow.
That's correct. It was, I dare to say, it was about a quarter of a mile outside of a mall.
I see. I'm the only one who's going to learn what mall that is right after the camera gets cut off. No kidding.
Yes.
From a mall.
That's right.
Have you seen deer there before?
Yes, we were out there scouting earlier before the season started, and we saw deer everywhere. And my buddy saw this before I did. The night he saw it, I saw 3 deer, and he saw 4 or 5, and this one was about 50 yards away, and winded him and took off. And I went and sat in the same spot a week later, and I was sitting on the ground on my butt. I had put a few branches around me for a blind, and I was using a doe bleat and some scent, and he just came crashing through the woods right at me, walked within 5 yards, looking at me, didn't even see me, turned broadside as he was walking away, stopped, 10-yard shot.
I'll be darned. Near a mall, a 9-point buck.
It's my first buck and first deer with a bow.
What are you majoring in?
Criminal justice.
I'll see you in court.
Probably will.
Is that why you put down here 10 minutes before dark and weren't very specific on the exact time?
No, it was 10 minutes before dark because I waited 10 minutes and then it got too dark to go track him, so I had to go get some help.
Do you know exactly what time that was, Mr. Criminal Justice?
I could not tell. I'd have to look at the book to see what time dark was. And then I'd be able to tell you.
Don't you love these lawyers and criminal justice people? My golly. Terrific, Mark. Well, way to go. Good luck to you in school. So, the criminal justice man hunts until it's too dark he can't see. Question is that legal? Does anybody else hunt that way? You hunt that way?
I usually wait until I can't see the end of my sights on my barrel.
And then what time is that? Too late to hunt?
Normally, if I can't see what I'm shooting at, it's too late to be out there.
Do you know about the shooting hours that they post in the hunting
I
digest?
know what they are, but I couldn't really tell you exactly what time it was.
This Sportsman in the Law question is for you. Here's our bow hunter, fully licensed and totally legal, heading out to a stand the afternoon of opening day. Now, he's allowed to hunt, according to Michigan law, no later than 1/2 hour after legal sunset. And he's been looking forward to this day all year. Now, because sunset changes a minute or so each day, the DNR publishes a chart in the hunting guide that lists 1/2 hour after legal sunset in 4 zones. Well, for Zone A, the eastern part of the state, the times are accurate. For Zone B to the west, you add 8 minutes, add 16 minutes for Zone C, and 24 minutes for Zone D. Okay, opening day, legal sunset is at 7:46 p.m. Now, our hunter is in Eaton County, that's Zone B, so he adds 8 minutes. Now, he can hunt until 7:54 p.m. Here's the question of law. What if his watch lost a few minutes and isn't exactly on time, and he shoots a deer at 7:52 on his watch, which is actually 7:56, 2 minutes after legal hunting hours closed? Should a conservation officer write him a ticket for illegally shooting a deer 2 minutes after legal shooting hours when his problem was an inaccurate watch? So how many of you say, write the ticket? Right, so we do have some ticket writers here. How many would say don't write the ticket? Okay, overwhelmingly, don't write the ticket. We have a couple guys here who represent the plaintiff and represent the defendant. You say write the ticket,
Write the ticket.
And you say no.
Don't write the ticket.
Why not?
Because the hunter's watch says 2 minutes prior to hunting hours closing.
Yeah, his watch was wrong.
That's beside the point. He didn't know the watch was wrong. How's he know it was losing time over so many days or whatever?
Are you sympathetic to this having the hunting hours by the chart?
To a certain extent, yeah. But how does the guy know his watch is off? As far as he's concerned, his watch is correct. So as far
And that should be an excuse.
his watch says 2 minutes prior to,
Okay.
he was legal.
What do you say?
Ignorance is no excuse of the law.
That some way he should know.
That's right.
And the officer should write. What about discretion? Do you think that the officers give discretion?
Yes, they do at times.
How many people here have hunted way late, right until they couldn't see? Oh, yeah, look at that. See, that's the problem I had to pose when I asked our practical lawyer, Sal Ghani, what he thought about this problem.
Well, I think we're supposed to honor the law. If the law says you can't hunt more than a half hour after sunset, you've got to honor it. There may be circumstances where the hunter might still be in the tree or still be in the blind more than a half hour after, but he shouldn't be hunting. And I think that the DNR regulations are trying to provide some uniformity and guidelines for hunters. In this circumstance, the law should be honored. The hunter shouldn't be hunting after the time prescribed by the DNR.
That's a big should that most hunters don't follow because they hunt until they can't see, till it's not practical.
Okay. Well, according to the DNR, it's a violation of law, and we have to honor the law. Whether we believe it's right or wrong, the fact is it is a law. And if you're caught by a CO hunting after the time limits, you're going to get a citation. We don't like all laws we have to live by, but there's reasons, purposes for them. Unless they're changed, you've got to honor them.
You said you're going to get a citation, but the COs have not written one in 30 years on this. So do you mean you should get a citation if they follow their own rules?
If they follow their own rules, Fred, the answer is yes. You should receive a citation or violation.
But how do we respond knowing that they don't write them?
Well, the fact that we know they don't write them shouldn't give us a carte blanche to violate the law. Just because they don't enforce it doesn't mean we should violate it and stay there for hours at a time. I think they don't write it because most of the hunters, or some hunters do honor it, but even if they don't, they're out there, they're not hunting, they're out there just sitting, watching, or trying not to scare the deer.
So all of these hunters out here are wondering, how in the heck can they have a law on the books when it's not really being enforced? Of course, our practical lawyer, Sal, has to say we're supposed to obey the law, right?
Right.
Okay, you're a mom.
I'm a mom.
Sometimes you have to just say, that's the law, that's how it is in this house, and you got to obey it.
Right, and I'm also a property owner.
Okay.
And I also have hunting on my property.
Mm-hmm.
And the situation is if they allow 2 minutes, then somebody's going to do it 10 minutes. They're going to do it 20 minutes. And I think it ought to be enforced. It's the law. And every hunter, everybody should follow the law. There's nothing wrong with that. It's
Okay.
only right. It's
Okay.
sportsmanship. It's good hunting.
And if the law was changed, though, that would be okay, too, huh?
What do you mean? Change to what?
Changed to until you couldn't see, until it was too dark?
If that was the law, then it would be all right. But then there'd be a discrepancy, too. When can you not see? Everybody's got a different vision.
Have you been to law school?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I'm a
my
mother.
goodness, you're a mother.
That's enough.
Okay, well, that's very good. Well, I'll tell you what, these are all excellent points, and you have some excellent points there, too, about this. Let's kind of change pace. We'll pick up on questions of law again next week, but let's change pace with this home video, great home video about some big bucks. I said bucks, and now you're saying bull. Hey, what makes you think they're not deer? Can you see a bull in there? Well, they've got white tails. They're grazing. Okay, they're Herefords. But what's in the woods, between the trees? Those are wild turkeys. Michael Black from Clinton Township taped these critters while he was waiting for these critters, a huge herd of deer to come stampeding in from the woods to a farm field that's up in Atlanta, Michigan, up in the heart of the club country where the deer are so thick they're literally crawling under the fences. Now, this video was taken back in 1990, but deer populations haven't changed all that much between 5 years ago and today. Now, the deer might not be in this exact spot this year, but hey, have you noticed something? Hey, these deer, one after another, for the most part, are bucks. And some of them are dandy bucks. Whoa, 8-pointers, maybe 10-pointers. Late July, you'll often find bucks together. You know why that is? Well, think about it. What are the does doing in late July? Well, most of them have small fawns, so they stay by themselves raising their fawns. That's why in late July, you'll oftentimes see big herds of bucks. They don't have anybody else to play with. After a while, something will spook these bucks, or we think that's what happens. Who knows? One buck may get itchy to head for some other field or meadow. He wants to be the first one there. So he takes off, and one by one, the rest of these deer will follow. Now, they'll go back the way they came, over the fence, as if they have something, really important to do. Michael Black from Clinton Township said that on this tape that he sent us, there were 54 bucks, all taped on this one farm in Atlanta. Well, this is July, remember, and just because they were there in July doesn't mean they'll be there in October. The bucks, when hunting season comes around, they'll be in the woods. The big bucks are tougher to find, but you just saw a mountain of evidence that the bucks are there. Here we are back in July 1996. Let's take a spin around the state, look at the fishing conditions as they were reported from this past weekend. They're getting some walleye and perch down in the southeast corner of the state. Up here at Port Huron, some limits of walleye, and some perch in Saginaw Bay. Jump up here to Alpena. They're getting, the salmon they say are good, but they're running small, like 10-pounders, smaller than last year. They're getting some big perch up to 14 inches in Mullet Lake. Drummond Island, which has had Cisco and mayflies this past couple weeks. Now they're getting some walleye, smallmouth bass. West end of the UP, lake trout limits off Marquette. Up in the Keweenaw, smallmouth bass and walleye. Around Ontonagon, they're getting lake trout limits, seeing lots of bear sign. Little Bay de Noc, this has been slow for walleye because lots of alewives having a real problem there. Cadillac getting crappies and gills. Houghton Lake is still reporting some fair perch fishing and a couple walleye. Kings off Ludington and some decent perch catches. Perch and salmon off Whitehall. Down here in Saugatuck, Dave Engel's been getting 6 to 8 salmon per trip, some big walleye. And South Haven, Captain Nichols is reporting some limits of perch up to 13 inches, so that is bouncing back. That's good news. You should get outdoors this weekend, doggone it. It's a great place to be. See you right back here next week. And all of you folks who came out here and sat in the Woolhan Lumber store here down in Charlotte, did you enjoy yourselves? Yeah. I mean, it was fun. It was fun. We had. I mean, this took hours to do this. What you see in just a half hour at home.
It wasn't bad. I enjoyed myself.
Oh, it wasn't bad. Oh, I remember the recipe. Would you try it again if we came again?
Yeah, I would.
Kind of interesting seeing how we put it together, eh? Well, you folks were a part of it because you're a big part of our TV shows, of the outdoors. In fact, when I use the word practical sportsman, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about all of you, even the ladies too. You know that?
Yes.
Is that okay to be a sportsman?
Sure it is.
How about that? I like your attitude. Well, all of you, enjoy yourselves this weekend and make sure you get outdoors. It's a great place to be. And you'll see yourselves real soon here on TV.